Hello.
Hello and welcome back everyone. I'm Guy.
I'm girl.
And let's play some Longest Journey. Who's this guy?
A dude.
Can you help me across?
Elation.
You are human, and we don't allow human strangers into our village. If you wish to trade, let us know where your ship is anchored, and we will send traders to you with our merchandise.
I don't have a ship, and I didn't come here to trade. I came to talk to your leaders.
I'm sorry, but we don't allow strangers into our village.
Racists.
Actually, I am a trader.
Where is your ship anchored?
In, Coconut Grove?
There is no coconut grove on Elias.
So, I'm not a trader.
You're not?
But I am a friend of the Elation people.
We don't know you. There is no friendship between strangers, human.
You don't have prophecy about strangers to come to without a ship.
Don't your people have a prophecy about a stranger who comes without a ship? Or something like that?
I don't know of any prophecies, human.
Oh man. What kind of prophecies
What kind of prophecies do you know about?
We don't tell our stories to strangers.
Whoa. What a douche.
What's up this road?
The Elation village of Tamar.
Tamar.
Tomahawka.
Where's the Elation village of Tamar?
Up this road and into the volcano.
I can't hear that.
Isn't it dangerous to live inside a volcano?
This volcano has not erupted for thousands of years, and the gods protect us.
Gods.
We are safe here.
Gods.
Is there another way to get into the volcano?
No, this pass is the only way.
I'm sure there's a secret cave somewhere that leads into the volcano.
No, there isn't.
There's always a secret
There's
cave.
always.
Not here.
Well, are you sure
absolutely
about
sure
the
there's
secret
no
cave?
secret cave?
Human, you talk too much, even for an elation.
What a douche.
Thank you.
Yes, but you must leave now.
Why do we thank him?
I don't know. Can't we just like fly over him?
No, you
Wind
can't.
potion. Invisibility.
Light as a leaf, I guess.
Let's fly. Fly. Fly, April. Fly.
There's a slight updraft here.
Oh, light as a leaf on that. Whoop.
It's
The wind is channeled through that chasm down there and blown out and up here.
Ooh,
Try to use it on that, maybe. I don't know.
maybe the wind thingy. I'm gonna use the wind. Wind. It works.
That's the last of it, unfortunately.
Nice motion.
Can you?
Can we updraft?
Dust and dry leaves caught in a strong updraft.
Should we talk?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, but you must leave now.
Light as a leaf, maybe now. Light as a leaf. Yeah, it works.
Oh, God, I think I'm gonna throw up. That was so not appetizing. Weirdest thing, though. I do feel lighter. Like I lost 90 pounds. I can't even imagine what people would pay for this stuff back home. Ah!
He likes pushes her down.
You flew across the chasm. You don't have wings, but still, you fly like the elation.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm as shocked as you are.
Are you the Windbringer?
The Windbringer. Yes, I am.
This is an exciting day.
Remind me again who the Windbringer is.
It's said that someone
do we
not
have
of the
candy
elation
in here?
shall come among us to float on the wind
candy.
like an
Yeah.
elation,
Why did I
to
bring
learn
candy
our
in here?
stories, to bring the wind back to us, and to bring us into a new and happier age.
Ooh.
Is that all? You know, I'm starting to forget how simple my life used to be. Family, friends, grades, boys, no prophecies, nobody looking to me for salvation.
Salvation.
I don't understand, Windbringer. You should speak with our teller up in the city. She'll be wanting to see you, I'm sure. We've waited for the Windbringer for a very long time.
We need your disc, dude.
The teller?
Just give us the
Thanks.
disc.
No, Windbringer, thank you.
Nice.
Let's just go back.
Fuck this place. Ooh, it's a dude here. Elation.
Can you talk to
It's
him?
pretty.
Hello.
Good day, stranger. What would you hear among the elation?
I need to speak with the teller.
That's me.
The teller? Go down into the city and you will see the castle. The teller, she keeps to the tower. She's old and her eyes don't take well to the sun.
She's old. The tower. The tower of power.
Nature's reclaiming lost ground. The contrast
wanna
between
ride
wilderness
Tower of
and
Power?
civilization is such a striking image. I almost wish I had my canvas and paints with me now.
She likes the flowers.
When the city was inhabited by its original population, that tower was probably an important one, part of a temple.
Tower, castle. Okay. It's a child.
Hi there. What you doing?
Playing?
What are you playing?
Nothing. My daddy's in the castle watch. He's allowed to sharpen his claws.
Really? My daddy owns a farm.
Yeah? Do you have animals there?
Sure. He has some cows and some horses and...
What's cows and horses?
Well,
Horses.
cows are big, brown, fat animals with 4 legs and white spots. And they go moo a lot.
And horses?
Horses are fun to be around. They run really fast and they can jump over tall fences and they look beautiful and graceful. But the best thing about horses is that you can ride them.
I can run fast, too. But I can't fly yet. My wings aren't fully formed. But when I grow up, I'll fly far away and see everything. I'll go see our horses.
That would be nice. My name's April. What's yours?
Saina, will you be my friend,
Saina.
April?
I'm saying.
Of course, Saina. As long as you
Saina.
promise to be my
Yes,
friend.
we got a friend.
I promise.
Achievement.
Achievement unlocked.
Do you know where the teller lives?
Become friends with a
Over
girl.
there in the castle
Little
tower.
girl.
My dad is watching the entrance so that only nice people can get in.
Do you think he'll let me in?
I don't know if you're nice, but you have to ask my daddy.
Where are the other children in your village?
Oh, they're in school now.
And why aren't you in school?
Because I'm ahead of everyone else. I'm really smart, you know. I'm the only youngling to have learned the first tale this soon. So
The
some
first
days,
tale?
I get to do what I want. It's a little boring, though. I wish I was in school. At least there I could sing and play and jump around with all the other children.
Why don't you go to school anyway?
Because they say I would just distract the other children who are still learning their first tales. It's not fair. I mean, I get to play by myself and everything, but that's not fun all day. And my mommy's working on her pottery at home, and she doesn't want me disturbing her because she might make a mistake. But the day after tomorrow, I get to go back to school because then we're going to learn some more flying lessons. They're always a lot of fun, and I'm getting pretty good at that too.
Damn,
I
you're an
bet.
awesome shout.
I wish I had
Wonder
wings
you
like
have
you
no
do.
friends.
Yes,
Or
they're
the
very
pink.
good to have when you fly.
Have fun, Saina.
Are you leaving?
Yes, I'm sorry, but there are some things I have to do.
Grown-ups are always too busy.
It's a nest. They don't all seem to live in nests, though. There are quite a few inhabited buildings in this village.
Nest.
Halt!
Oh,
Who would visit
what's
the
the
teller?
dude there?
I'm the Windbringer.
The Windbringer? You are not the Windbringer. Are you?
How else would I have been able to get up here? I am the Windbringer.
She farts a lot.
If so, you must prove that you are of the
She
elation.
break wins.
There are 4 tales from the 4 corners of the world that you must know by heart. They are the tale of winds, the tale of stars, the tale of sea, and the tale of homecoming. I will ask you one question from each tale, and you must answer each correctly, or you cannot be the Windbringer. Are you ready?
No.
No, give me some time
We
to
don't
prepare.
know shit about
What?
that.
She
Then
learned
return when you are
first.
ready, and I will test your
So
knowledge
guess
of the
we
4
talk about-
tales.
I guess so. Let's try her again.
Hi, Saina.
Hi, April.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Yes, my mommy taught me the tale of the stars. It's a really pretty story. Do you want me to tell it?
Yes.
Please,
Yes,
Saina, I
yes,
would
yes,
like
yes.
that very much.
Okay,
Do it.
this is my tale, the tale of stars, and I tell it to you in my own words, as it was told to me by my teacher in her words. In the small village of Jinjay near the rumbling hills of Onion, there lived a girl called Mona. She was
Mona.
a curious girl, and she would always get in the way of grown elation. Go play somewhere else, they would say to Mona, but she didn't want to play with the other children. She wanted to be where the grown-ups were, to see what they were doing, and learn from them. But one day, after getting many complaints from the pottery makers and guardsmen and traders and soldiers in the village, Mona's mother told her that she wasn't to interfere with the grown-ups anymore, and that instead she could go play with the other children, or sit still and draw or work with clay. But Mona was always curious, and now, since she wasn't to be among the grown elation anymore, she decided to go exploring the forest that lay just outside of the village of Jinjay. She had many times been forbidden to enter the forest because it could be a dangerous place, but Mona was very curious. Of course, she wasn't planning on going far into the forest, but then her eye caught sight of a white flufftail hopping through the tall grass, and Mona, curious as ever, gave chase.
Mona?
The flufftail ran away into the forest, and Mona followed, blind to where she was going and interested only in catching the white flufftail so that she could keep it as a pet. But then, after a good while, the flufftail disappeared into a hole in the ground, leaving Mona alone in a small clearing somewhere deep inside the forest. She was exhausted after running after the flufftail for so long.
Perhaps it's a
And
rabbit.
as she looked around the clearing at the unfamiliar trees and flowers, she realized that she hadn't been paying attention to where she was going. Not for the first time, her curiosity had gotten the better of her, but this time it was serious. Mona was too young to fly, and she had very little sense of direction, and chasing the white flufftail had made her dizzy and tired. It was getting darker, and Mona was all alone in the deep, dangerous forest, too sleepy and too scared to be able to go anywhere. Mona curled up with her wings wrapped around her under the leaves of a tree and began crying. Soon it got really dark, and somewhere, not far away, wolves started howling at the moon. Mona was so scared, she was petrified, but after a while her exhaustion got the better of her, and she fell asleep. She woke up when she heard a voice calling her from somewhere far above. Looking up at the starry sky, Mona saw a vision of the spirits of 5 tellers gazing down at her. "You have let your curiosity lead you astray," said one. "You are lost, and you deserve to be lost," said another. "Poor little girl," said a third. "We will help you home," said a fourth. "But remember this," said the 5th spirit. "We will lead you back to your village and to your mother only if you promise us one thing." "I promise," said Mona. "Whatever it is, I promise I will do it." "Very well," said the 1st spirit. "You will make the story of this night into your own tale, and you will call it the Tale of Stars."
I bet
"It
the
will
old
be a
lady
tale to warn
who's
the
in the
curious
castle
to be
is
careful,"
the girl from
continued
the
the
story.
3rd spirit. and to not let
Maybe.
their curiosity get the better of them.
So
And, said the
Maybe.
second spirit,
So far.
might be
to
her.
remind the elation that the spirits of their tellers watch out for them when they most need it. And so the spirits of the 5 tellers guided Mona through the
But you're
forest,
probably
and by
right.
dawn she was home.
I don't want to bet
And Mona
anything, though.
did tell her tale, the tale of stars, to everyone in the village, so that everyone would remember that the curious must be cautious, and that the spirits of the tellers are always watching. This was my tale, the tale of stars, and I told it in my own words as my teacher did to me.
Nice.
That was a beautiful tale, Saina.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, Saina.
You're welcome.
You're leaving again? I wish you could stay.
Me too, Saina, believe me.
Well, I got all the information I need from you now, so bye.
So fuck off. So we have this dude. There's nothing else here, right?
You're gonna do 2 more dudes you can talk to. The one at the entrance and the one sitting on the
Be
rock.
careful, don't come too close.
exactly.
I'm almost done with this pot.
Sorry.
Her mother, perhaps.
Are you here to buy pottery? I didn't think traders were allowed up here.
Oh, I'm the windbreaker.
No, I came to speak with your teller.
Damn,
Really?
that's silly of me.
I didn't know the
Sorry.
teller spoke with anyone from the outside. You must be a very special girl.
Supposedly. My name's April, by the way.
Nima is my name. Nima of Ta'ama. The only elation village on Alace.
I like your pottery.
I like your pottery.
Gonna suck up to
It's
her.
our craft. That and storytelling. But storytelling can't buy merchandise or food.
I know a lot of people who live by telling stories, although I guess that's kind of different.
They are lucky then. Not that I don't enjoy making pottery. It's good to feel the wet clay between my claws, to shape it into whatever I wish. It's almost like creating a new life, I think. I don't have a husband yet, so I haven't tried. Have you? Do you have a husband and children?
I
Yeah,
tried many
many.
times,
Neither,
but I don't
thank
want any
God.
kids.
I don't think I'm
Thank
ready for that
God, I
yet.
fucking hate kittens.
I was 18 turnings this spring. I'm ready for a husband, but I've yet to court anyone who could make me soar on the winds. I think the men of Ta'ama are dull and timid.
What about the guard on the
Then
road
you
below
should
the
go for a
village?
girl,
He's
then.
our age, isn't he?
Isam? He's quite pretty. And his wings are big, but I don't think he likes me. He never looks at me or talks to me.
So magnificent and
That
big.
doesn't mean anything. You could just be
Sometimes
shy.
you just want to walk up to him and
Maybe
just
you could
touch
talk to
his
him, find out who he
wings.
likes. But don't say I sent you.
Oh,
Sure,
yeah, they are so
I can do that.
big. Oh, I'm
Thank
sorry.
you, April.
I lost it there.
Do you know one of the 4 tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
I had to learn the tale of homecoming. It took a long time, but I think I got it now. I'm better with pottery than I am with the tales, unfortunately. Do you want to hear it?
No,
Yeah.
Please.
definitely not.
Very well. This is the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I shall tell it in my own words, as told to me by my teacher, in her words, and by her teacher in turn. Moran was a handsome young Elation man with strong wings and a hardy beak. He lived below the white cliffs, where the water was salty and the fish plentiful. Moran was betrothed to Inara, the loveliest girl there ever was. She was fair and slender and tall, and her eyes were the clearest shade of blue. But Moran was hesitant to enter into union with Inara, to become her husband and to give her children. He would always come up with a new excuse for why they had to wait a little while longer. Now, Inara was skilled at pottery, but even more so with stories, and the teller of the village had many times asked Inara to be her apprentice, to learn all the tales, so that someday she could take over as the teller. But Inara refused, knowing that if she did accept the teller's offer, she would never be able to marry Moran, because a teller cannot have a husband nor children of her own. Her refusal to become the teller's apprentice was
She wanna
unheard
become a
of, because who
nun.
could refuse such an honor? But to
Nun.
Inara, love was more important. Her
I
love for
wanna
Moran was
become
beyond
a
honor,
nun.
beyond reason.
Ever since
But
I
despite
was a
Inara's
girl,
love, Moran was still
I
hesitant.
couldn't get
And then one day he told
all
Inara,
them boys.
I am traveling on a pilgrimage to the far shores.
So I went
I will be gone
away
for some time. And
and
while I am
asked for
traveling,
God to
and in
make
accordance
me
with
a
our
nun.
traditions, I will be freed from our betrothal.
No, no,
Not
no,
until I
no,
come back
don't
will the
make
bond
me a
between us be
nun.
renewed.
Or make me a nun.
It was not unusual for a young Elation man at that time to go on a pilgrimage, and the bond between the betrothed would often be cut while he was away, to be formed again upon his return. But Inara was heartbroken, because she had thought that Moran would soon want to marry her. When Moran saw her tears, he said to her, "Do not weep. When I come back, I promise I will marry you.
When he come
Just
back,
wait for
he
me
told her
and stay
he
with your
was gay.
pots to make the time
When
pass
he comes
quickly."
on her back.
And then Moran left on his pilgrimage to the far shores.
Huh.
Many years went by, and Moran had exciting adventures on the far shores. But by and by, he began to long for home, and for Inara. And now he had finally realized that he loved
I
her,
know what you
and that he
feel, but
wanted to
no.
marry her.
What?
But when he returned,
No.
he could not find Inara amongst the pot makers.
No.
What am
He
I
went to
thinking?
visit her family,
No
and they told
comment
him that
about
after waiting for many years, Inara accepted the teller's offer of apprenticeship. And that when the teller left on the last wind during the previous winter, Inara herself became the new teller.
Ta-da.
Angry, Moran made his way to the teller's nest, and when he saw Inara, he said to her, "You promised me you would wait." But Inara did not say a single word in answer. She just turned around and lifted something wrapped in leaves from the cot behind her and gave it to Moran. Moran unwrapped the package, and inside he found an old pot, cracked and broken in two. "What is this pot?" he asked. "And why did you not wait for me like I asked you to?" And finally Inara spoke, and she said to Moran, "I made this pot for you, my dear Moran, when you left,
Moron.
because I wanted it to be my marriage gift to you. But when many, many years passed, I finally realized that you did not love me the way I loved you, and to live hoping otherwise would be death." "But I want to marry you," cried Moran. "I came back." But Inara just nodded at the broken pot in Moran's hands and said, "Like an old pot that is left without care, a heart may break in two, and a broken heart can never be mended."
Aww.
And so Inara turned away, never to speak with Moran again. And Moran's heart, like the pot that was left untended, broke in two, because absence makes a heart brittle. This was the tale of homecoming, my tale, and I told it in my own words as told to me by my teacher, and as I will tell it to my student when the time comes.
Thank you, Nima.
You're welcome, April.
Did she remember like all the words? I mean, like
Yeah.
I would not have
But
remembered.
apparently
everything.
all they do learn in school is a tail and flying.
Do you know one of the four tales of winds, stars, sea, and homecoming?
Mine is the tale of sea, human.
Would you mind telling it to me?
I would be happy to do so.
That
good
was
This
pretty
is the
good,
tale
actually.
of sea, told
Pretty
in
good.
my
I thought
own
it was
words,
pretty
as it
decent.
was told to me by my teacher in his words, and to him by his teacher in his words.
Should we listen to it?
This was a very,
It's a pretty long
very
story.
long time
Yeah,
ago,
but we need to
when
know
the
the truth.
Elation were a strong people,
Let's do it.
and we
It's
could
gonna be one
spend
of those
days
boring
riding the
episodes,
hot
the longest
winds
journey
above
where we
the
just
Listen
listen.
episodes.
It's not
We
reading
hunted
at least.
fish then.
That was
Yeah.
horrible.
And we were at
Yeah, that
war
was
with
pretty
the
bad
Malay,
idea.
the wet
We
tails.
should have done that.
Akalis was one of the strongest warriors there was. His
Probably
claws
just
were
you
sharp
and me
and
who was
long,
watching these
his beak
episodes.
pointy,
and some poor
and his
suckers
teeth
inside.
strong.
Is this good? Maybe.
Akalis was admired by everyone in his clan, and because of this, he was cocky and arrogant.
Cocky.
So one day,
Yeah.
the
He
teller
said
of
cock.
Akalis city
yeah.
asked him to perform a very important and very special duty, to bring a sacred jewel to the teller of an Elation town across the sea.
Jewel? The disc?
This particular jewel was
I knew
very
it.
important because it signified a union
Really?
between the two towns.
I think so.
And it would benefit the people of both that it was delivered safely and promptly.
It was a pretty long time ago we
Akalis
played,
grinned
but
and
wasn't
told
the
the teller
Mer
that he
Man
would
people
deliver the
wanting
jewel
it
both
something?
quickly
They
and
wanted to be
safely, and
united
that she
with the
was
flying
not to
people.
worry.
Yeah, but
Because they
didn't they
were-
want
The teller
an
did
object
worry,
as well?
because Akalis was young
React?
I think, I
too
think
sure
so,
of
because
himself.
that was why they wouldn't give
But
us
she
the
wanted
disc.
to test him, and to teach
Perhaps
him
we will
that
see
sharp
later.
claws, a
give
pointy
us
beak,
this?
and
No,
strong
we have to
teeth
we
are
have
not
to return
all
it
a
to them.
warrior
Yeah,
needs.
it's something they want.
That a warrior must
Okay,
also
what
be
was it?
wise.
I can't
And careful.
remember.
A stone?
So Achilles set out
I don't
across
know.
the sea on his flight.
Probably something.
It was on the
It's
fourth
probably
day
dead.
Maybe
that
it's
he
like
spotted
the,
something in
the
the water
broken
that caught his
story.
attention.
They have one half of
And
something, and
forgetting
the
his
mermaid
duty
people has the
and
other half.
following his
We have to
curiosity,
put them together without
Achilles
this or
dived
something.
towards the water to investigate.
I don't remember either.
When he
I
came
mean,
closer,
It was
he
a
saw that
long
there were
time ago
mermen in
Yeah.
the
that
water,
episode.
foolishly hunting close to
It's
the
been a long
surface.
time ago
And
we played
Achilles
this
saw
game
an
too, so-
opportunity to again prove his might. As a great warrior to his people,
It's the
and to
longest
capture the
journey.
fins of a few wet tails.
It's the
This
longest
time,
game.
Achilles' arrogance got the
I
better of
like
him,
it though.
because the merman had set a trap. As he dived towards the merman with his claws, a spear shot up from the water to hit him.
Oh,
Achilles struck the water and dropped the jewel he was carrying, and it was all he could do not to drown.
oh, it's the disc.
Achilles was bleeding, and the mermen were grabbing onto his wings and his legs, but he fought bravely, and finally he managed to escape. But even though he now lived, he was dead inside. Because the shame of
Me too.
losing the sacred jewel
I'm dead
would
inside.
always be with him.
That's dark.
Achilles could not return to his village
Achilles,
because he had
I cannot-
neglected his duty to his teller and to his people.
I cannot
And so he
recognize
went
that
away
name
to a
or
small
something.
island where he could be alone. To himself and his people, Achilles now became the
Isn't
lost
the
one.
big giant
He
thing
who
called
had been
Achilles?
on
No.
a sacred mission,
No,
but had failed in his arrogance. A year passed,
Perhaps he
and
does.
one
but-
day Achilles met with human traders from a ship that came close to his island.
Huh.
From the traders, Achilles heard speak of a hideous creature that lived in the sea, the Octowoe. The Octowoe was said to have a third eye, like a jewel, and that this eye pulled hapless sailors into its deadly eight-armed grasp. Achilles knew
Like a
immediately
kraken.
that the Octowoe's third eye
You might be
had
a
to be the
like an
jewel
octopus.
that he lost in the
Octopus.
sea a year ago. And he now
Squid.
saw the opportunity
Kraken.
to redeem himself.
Thing.
But
Water.
the nation were not used
Voila.
to water. And the thought of submerging himself in the cold, harsh ocean chilled Achilles to his heart. But he was the lost one. And if in his death he could at the very least redeem himself, to his own heart then it would be worth it. So Achilles fashioned himself a spear, because in the water his claws and his beak would be too slow, and he flew out to where the Octowoe was last seen. And then Achilles dived into the sea. The dark water closed in on him, and his wings and legs went numb. But still Achilles kept pushing down until he saw the lair of the Octowoe. Spotting Achilles, the Octowoe attacked, and Achilles saw the monster's third eye, his
We have to name
sacred
this
jewel,
episode
shining
Listening.
bright in the darkness.
Listen.
And his heart was filled with a sense of duty and courage that he had never felt before. But as he began fighting the eight-armed monster, Achilles realized that if he were to fight like he usually did, he would not stand a chance. He would have to think differently. And so Achilles tricked the Octowoe into following him through a tight chasm where the monster got stuck. And then he swam above it, and using his spear, tipped a rock on top of the Octowoe. Swimming back down again, the Octowoe was flailing helplessly. Now, almost out of air, Achilles took the sacred jewel from the Octowoe's head and swam back up. Finally, Achilles could
So he
deliver
just
the
left his
sacred jewel
Octowoe
to the town
to his
across
death.
the sea.
Stuck.
And
somewhere.
upon returning to his village, he went to the teller, bowed his head, and said, "Forgive me, teller, for in my arrogance I thought I could do everything. But I could not, and I became the lost one because of it." "You were lost," said the teller, but you are no more. Because now you see the limits of your own strength, and you will know that a warrior must be careful and wise, in addition to being strong and fierce. This was the tale of Z.
One more tale.
And I told it in my own
This was a
words,
good tale.
as told to me by my...
I think they are pretty good.
The last tale then.
Hopefully he has the... Islam is your name is?
So,
Islam.
Islam.
That's your name?
Yes, Isam of Tamar.
A good-looking guy like you must get a lot of attention from the girls, right?
Asking me
Me? No. Wings don't do anything for me. No, I was just thinking,
I'm not into
maybe
that.
you...
I'm without a mate.
I like big feet.
The women of Tamar are cold
No,
and
I don't.
unfriendly, and whenever I try to
Honestly,
talk
I
to
do
one
not
of them,
like feet. They were disgusting.
Even Nima?
Nima. No, she's too pretty for me. She won't appreciate my attention.
This is like high school. Trust me, Sam. You go talk to her one of these days, and I'm sure you'll find you have a lot in common. Just be yourself, okay?
Maybe you
think
get
so?
a broken pot or two.
Perhaps you are
So-
right. I will do as you
broken
say,
heart.
Windbringer. Thank you.
Windbreaker. The last story.
Do you
Come
know
on,
one
dude.
of
Mine is the
It's the
tale of
longest,
winds,
too.
Windbringer. You wish
It's
to
like
hear it?
20 minutes, but like,
Very
oh
much.
my god.
Then I shall tell it. This is the tale of
Yeah,
winds,
you could just
my tale.
skip over
I
these.
pledged to tell it in my own the village of Karan,
Yeah.
in the mountains of tall winds. There lived a young Alatian woman named Iwana.
Iwana.
Iwana had one desire above
Luana.
all
Iwana,
others, to soar higher
Don't
and
you wanna
farther than
sing?
anyone else. And even though her wings were no broader, nor her body sleeker than anyone else's, she pursued this foolish desire without rest.
Oh, she want to be
As
Barbie.
time passed, she did soar
Desire.
higher, and she
Yeah.
did fly farther than the other young Elation in her village, and her name became known far and wide amongst the tribes of the mountains of tall winds. But still, Iwana was not happy. She was not happy because, in her vanity, even though she was a better flyer than almost everyone else, and to her eyes, she was still not good enough.
I do recognize
She wanted to
that
be
feeling,
so
though.
much better than anyone else that she would be remembered for all time as the best flyer amongst all the Elation. And so one day, Iwana decided to climb to the top of Mount Bakta'ana, the Tower of Light, and to soar from those giddy heights to the ends of the world. Her friends and her family pleaded with her not to, because every Elation knew that to soar from such heights was dangerous, that at such heights the air was thin and the winds treacherous. But Iwana would not listen, and on a cold and clear morning she climbed up the Tower of Light to the rock and the ice at the very top. From there she could see to the ends of the world. And it brought tears to her eyes to know that now, finally, she would be greater and better than any Elation before her. And so Iwana spread her wings
twist her ankle
and
and
leaped
died.
off the mountain.
Probably.
Those who watched her from far below said that for a split moment Iwana soared, and she soared higher and farther than any Elation before or since. But then the treacherous winds caught a hold of her,
Oh no.
and the thin air made her plummet towards the ground and to fall to her death amongst the rocks at the base of the mountain. In her vanity, Iwana could not see beyond her desire to be the very best.
I wanna
And
be
vanity
the
always
very
stands
best
to fall.
and build a tea.
That was the tale of winds, my tale.
I know the
And
Swedish
I told
one.
it in my own words, as told to me in turn by my teacher.
That was a short one.
Yeah.
That's good.
We should have
Now we
gone-
have everyone.
Yeah.
Well, shall we end this episode? here,
Yes. Ooh, a cliffhanger, huh?
then? On a
A hanger cliff.
hanger over the cliffs.
A hanger off the cliff. Yes.
Thank
let's
you
do that.
everyone for watching.
Yes, thanks for watching. See you later
Bye-bye.
and goodbye.